my gosh, guys. One of you reminded me that I still haven't done a full review of the Star Spinner Tarot. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down together. So we're going to talk about the Star Spinner Tarot by Trungles. It has 81 cards and a guidebook. And I will read you the back right now. Let the stars light your way. Enter a world where fairies play, mermaids yearn, and threads of the familiar and fantastic are spun together to guide you on your own personal journey. Featuring beloved comics artist Trungles' enchanting illustrative style, the Star Spinner Tarot reinterprets classic tarot imagery for a more inclusive deck with multiple lovers cards to reflect a range of romantic expression and illustrations drawn from stories, myths, and fairy tales. So there is a 128-page guidebook included as well, and here is the back and the side. Isn't that beautiful? Box opens up like this. And then here is the inside of the deck, the box. And I'm going to show you the additional images that I did not include in my deck. Let me find my lover's card though. Again, sorry guys, mom life. When I get a moment to record, I take full advantage of it, which means sometimes I have to do this part on camera. All right, I don't know if you guys are having this happen lately or not. I'm just gonna move that, sorry guys. But I don't read reversals in most decks, and my tarot decks have just been like, you know what? We're gonna just throw reversals in there for you anyhow. We don't care. There you go, have some reversals. Cause I've got reversals in this deck too. I'm like, I just read with this deck yesterday afternoon for a client, and I've got reversals in there, and I know I cleared it when I finished. Anyhow, I don't know. If you guys are having that happen too, let me know, because it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's crazy, but it's our lives, right? So this is a lover's card that I included in my deck because I love the juxtaposition of the navy with the red and the white. But this would be the masculine feminine representation of the lovers. And here are the other options for the lovers, just so you get an idea if you're considering purchasing what your options can be here. So those are the additional lovers cards, all really beautiful. I'm just gonna put those back in my box so that I don't lose those. Let's talk about the guidebook first. So here's the guidebook. There's a nice little introduction, kind of short and sweet. There's a few basic sample spreads. And then when it comes to the arcana, you get a nice full page discussion with black and white representation. And sorry, I'm just trying to open it. Crease is still tight there. So there's some of the minors, so you can see that. So you get those nice little depictions. Definitely, if you're new to tarot, you're still going to want an intro to tarot book. As you guys know, I recommend Tarot 101 by Kim Huggins. Psychic Tarot is a good option. 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Rachel Pollack. All great options for you when you're getting to know tarot. And actually purchasing a few of them and working through all the exercises in them is really, really helpful as well. So let's talk about this deck. This backing is so beautiful, right? Look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? Okay, let me just show you some of the imagery. The cardstock is nice. It's like not quite matte. It's not quite shiny. It's that nice in between place. It's not overly slippery. You guys know I've been complaining about that on the channel today. But no, but this deck, not slippery. No issues with cards falling all over the place. I have used this deck extensively since I purchased it. I purchased it because I had a reading done by someone, and it was a beautiful reading. And she used this deck in the reading, and I was like, I need that deck. This is very much like fairy tale like to me. It's how I imagine when I read fairy tales. It's like how my imagination sees them in these same kind of colors and this kind of feel. And so look, there's another freaking reversal. What is going on? Anyhow, I digress, I'm sorry. But in my mind, this is kind of how I see, like when we think of the traditional like Grimm Brothers fairy tale retelling, you know, those type of like, you get that kind of like the 1800s reimagines the middle, the Middle Ages, like that kind of like quaint, like Victorian throwback feel. I feel like the artwork in this deck really mimics that. And I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I love this deck. I love the artwork. I love the feel. My favorite part is the way that this deck reads for clients. Like it reads beautifully for me as well, but when I read for other people, this deck just, she loves to read with clients, and she just tells beautiful, beautiful stories, poignant stories, truthful stories for clients. And I haven't had a client who I've used the deck with in a reading who hasn't felt like the artwork spoke to them in the reading. It just, like, look at this imagery. Look at that imagery. Isn't that stunning? It's just absolutely gorgeous. If you are on the fence about this deck, I say go for it. It's, in my opinion, it's absolutely worth it. It's really, really beautiful. And the artist very clearly had to focus on creating an inclusive deck, but it doesn't feel forced. It feels organic. It feels beautiful. It feels evocative of the entire human experience. And I really love the way he brought a lot of animal symbolism. Like, look at this Knight of Wands. Or excuse me, this is the King. I apologize. The King of Wands. The Kings are all birds. I love it. The Five of Cups there. And you have this, you do have this kind of cartoon comic reference as well, you know, in the colors and the kind of the space in some of the imagery. And so it really does pull you in. I love this Ten of Cups. And the Star is like a tricky one. You know, Star is a tricky card in tarot for me, because sometimes I really love the imagery and sometimes I don't. I really love the imagery for this Star. Isn't that gorgeous? Here's the Chariot from a Chariot Peeps. Let's see. I want to find... There's Ace of Cups. I really love the Suit of Cups in this deck. And even I enjoy the Suit of Swords in this deck as well. Isn't that beautiful? And then there's the Two of Cups, Two of Chalices for my people who love the Soulmate card in the tarot deck. Let's see if I can find... Oh, look at this Nine of Swords. Like, isn't that a perfect depiction of skull fucking yourself? Like, don't skull fuck yourself. You guys know that's my don't skull fuck yourself card. There's the Wheel of Fate, Wheel of Fortune there. It's beautiful. I'm trying to find... Here's the Tower. I love that depiction of the Tower. The Hierophant. Come on, come on. I know I've got Oh, I love Six of Chalices too. I'm not usually a pink girl, but here's the, I'm sorry, they're not all birds, they're animals. So there's the King of Coins. There it is, Nine of Coins. You guys know Three of Swords, Nine of Coins are like my telltales with a deck, if I'm gonna love it or not. If it has an owl, how can I not love it? How can I not love it, right? It's perfect. So, I digress because I get really sidetracked with this deck because it's so enjoyable. The artwork is just, it pulls you in. Like, you want to tell a story. You want to sit down and like craft a story when you look at this imagery. It just pulls you in. It's exciting. And it's different. It's a different tarot deck. I don't feel like it's just a Rider-Waite-Smith knockoff, even though you can be new to tarot and still read with this deck. Like, I feel like this deck has its own story, its own individual story. I've only grown in my love from when I posted my initial unboxing. I love this death card image with the poppies. I mean, it's very, very on point. There's the King of Swords. I love that bird representation. And then I'll finish with the Lovers again, because I love that imagery. I love the color choice there. So I highly, highly recommend this deck. From having spent time with it and come to understand its personality and how it interacts with me, it's a very chatty deck. It loves to show up in readings for clients. It's my favorite, one of my favorite decks to work with when I'm reading for anyone, especially people who might be new to tarot, who are a little nervous about having a reading done, who feel a little like protective of their energy. They don't want something exposed within themselves that, you know, feels very private for them. This is a deck that allows a conversation to happen without being too in your face, but still being honest. It's a really gentle deck. It feels very fluid to me, very much water element, and it's a joy to read with. I love the Star Spinner Tarot. If you're on the fence about it, I say go for it. I think you're gonna find a really beautiful place for it in your practice, and I think you'll enjoy working with it, and it's a deck that you'll come back to time and time again. So these are my thoughts on the Star Spinner Tarot. I hope you are having a wonderful week wherever you are out there in the world. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. I'm sending you so much love and many blessings. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.